We're gonna do a magic circle first, and this is how I make a magic circle. So this is the chain. The longer part is your working chain, and this short part is your tail. We call this a tail. So holding your yarn like this or like this, I don't know how you prefer to hold your yarn, but however you hold your yarn, I want you to do this. Like you want to make a slip knot, you're going to take the tail and put it over the working yarn, grab on to this place, to the middle of it, hook that, put your yarn in from the bottom, dry it up, and grab on to the working yarn right here, pull in, and make a chain one, chain two. So we chain two, we're going to yarn over, insert the hook into that circle, grab yarn, pull out, pull through all three, and that's how you make a half double. So now we have this, a ring. Counting our stitches, we're going to make 8 half double crochets all around. The first two chains acts as 1 half double crochet. That's a stitch. We count it as a stitch. You can go ahead and take your stitch marker and just mark at the top of that chain. After you chained 1, 2, then you had a half double crochet. Just go ahead and hook that right there so you know where you're joining your work later. Now we're going to go in 3 so far. We're going to make 4, 5, 6, 7. Alright, we're at 7, so here's where the magic starts. Why it's called a magic ring. So you're going to pull this tail, you're going to pull it, pull it, pull it. Right? And spread that circle out. Now we're going to work our last half double crochet in 8. I'm going to pull that even more to close that up, and now we're going to slip stitch into the top of this stitch marker. Alright, so we're going to go into the top there, pull out a yarn, pull through, pull in, and we have the start of our circle. So now we're going to chain 3, 2, because we're working a half double crochet. Alright, so as usual, when I was showing you how to make squares, I told you to work into the bottom of the chain, and that's what we're going to do here. Now we want to work 2 half double crochets into each stitch. So we're putting 2 half double crochet, 2 half double crochet, 2 half double crochet, but the first stitch, which is a chain, needs to have a second half double crochet, so we're going to go into that bottom right there, and that makes 2 half double crochet. That's 2. We had 8, so when we make 2 half double crochets into each one, you're going to have 16 at the end. So go ahead and count to make sure you have 16. 2 into that same stitch, into the next stitch, 1 half double crochet, and into that same stitch, another half double crochet, and 1 half double crochet, into that same stitch. Alright, I'll meet you at the end. So we're at the end. We have 2 stitches left. If you count that, you find out that we're going to count in 2, 2, so as 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And that's 16. 2 times 8 is 16, guys. So we're going to go into that next stitch with 2 half double crochets. The next stitch we're going to go in with 2 half double crochets right there, and then we're going to slip stitch to the top as we did before, the top of this chain right here, right before the next half double crochet. So we're going to go into that V. Can you see that? And we're going to grab it, and that's the next step. Now for row 3, we're going to chain 2, and we're going to work into that first place, creating our first half double crochet, making that 2 in one stitch. For the next stitch, we're going to go in with 1 half double crochet, and for the next stitch, we're going to go with 2 half double crochet. So there's a pattern here. We're going 1 stitch and 2 stitch into one V. So we have 2 half double crochet, 1 half double crochet, 2 half double crochet, 1 half double crochet, and we're going to do this all the way around. That's 1, and that's 2, and that's 2, and that's 1. Oopsie. There we go. 1, and that is 2. Alright, that's too many voices in one video. Okay, so I'm gonna do this and meet you back here. If you're at the end of your stitch, your last stitch should be a single, just a 1 half double crochet right there. So let's count that. We're gonna have 1, counting the first 2 chains, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24. So for every round we have 8. For first row we had 8, second row plus 8, third row plus 8, that's 24, the next row plus 8, that would be 32. So chain 2 as usual. Now for the next row, like I said, we're going to be adding plus 8 to absolutely everything. So we're going to work into that first stitch to make our first 2 half double crochet here, and of course the next place we have 1 half double crochet, and now this time we're going to go a second 1 half double crochet. So we're adding one single half double crochet to every third stitch. So we have 2, 1, 1, 2, 1, 1. We go 2, and we're going to go 1 half double crochet. Sorry. 1 half double crochet, and 2 half double crochet. So I believe you're starting to get the pattern, which is we started with 1 on a round, and we went 2, and then we went 2, 1, 2, 1, and we went 2, 1, 1, 2, 1, 1. So which means the next row, the next round will have to be 2, 1, 1, 1, 2, 1, 1, 1. So that's basically what it is to make a circle. If you wanted to keep going and going, just keep going with the pattern. The way that I do it to make it easy without having to count, oh yeah, okay, I made 4 and all that, I always look for the last 2, the 2 at the bottom. Like this is a stitch that has 2 half double crochet. You see another one on top of it. So this is where you're going to work your next half double crochet, your next 2 half double crochet. So now we've got 2. And look at this part, we have 2. In the first stitch we have 2. The next stitch we have 1. So looking at the bottom, using the bottom as my reference, and then into the third stitch you go 2, into the other 2. So you can either count along yourself, or you could use this as your reference to know. We're at the end of this work, so we have our 2 half double crochet. Now we're going to work 1 and 1. And that's how we end our work. Going to slip stitch at the top here. Let's join our, yep, and okay, so we're at the 5th stitch, and we're just gonna fasten this off. Always want you to fasten off. And of course, this is where you could snip it if you want to, or just leave it. We've got 5 rows here. So basically, it's really simple. 8, 16, which is 2 in each stitch. 2, 1 in this, 2 in a stitch, 1 in a stitch, 2 in a stitch, 1 in a stitch, 2 in a stitch, 2 in a stitch, 1 in a stitch, 1 in a stitch, 2 in a stitch. So it's like 2, 1, 2, 1, 1, 2, 1, 1, 1. Right? Yeah, that's it. So now that we've learned to make circles, to make stitches, and to make tall squares, we can finally move on to other things. Next video, I will be showing you to make a granny square. It's a traditional shape. And from there, I will show you maybe 1 or 2 other patterns of making granny squares. We have so many granny square patterns out there. I'll show you a couple as time progresses, and so I'll see you in the next video where we learn how to make a granny square.